Great. So today what we're going to talk about is the physiology, a little more than we talked about last week, and then pathology in Chinese medicine when things go wrong. So let's get into it. So here we start with the pancreas in the stomach. The pancreas, like we just mentioned, is what in Chinese medicine we call the spleen. Again, remembering that it's not really the spleen according to Western medicine. Anytime you hear spleen in Chinese medicine, it's referring to the pancreas. So the number one function of the pancreas in the stomach is that it transforms and transports. Say that again, transforms and transports. The stomach is like a cauldron, okay? You put food, it goes into your stomach and it sits there, and that's where it starts to marinate, okay? It's just a holding place in Chinese medicine. Then the spleen or the pancreas starts using its qi and its yang, aka digestive enzymes in Western medicine, to start digesting the food. And it's in that pot or that cauldron of the stomach that things start to break down. So that breaking down of the food and the fluids into its base constituents is the function of transforming. Okay? This is what the pancreas does. It actually transforms it. If you wanted to look into a broader view in terms of Western medicine, you'd lump in the functions of the small intestine, right? Because there's a lot of digestion that happens there. The pancreas actually kicks its or funnels its digestive enzymes directly into the small intestine where the further process of digesting happens. Okay. If you were to look at, for instance, the hydrochloric acid and pepsin that the stomach produces, we lump that into the pancreas's functions in Chinese medicine. Okay, keep it separate. Okay, so after all of this food is broken down and transformed, then the next thing the pancreas does is it transports it. And what that means is that it's transporting those nutrients to the body, to the places it needs to go so that everything can be nourished. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. Transforming and transporting. When it comes to fluids and the process of processing it, when the digestive functioning isn't very strong, what happens? In Ayurvedic medicine, everybody know Ayurvedic medicine, the medicine of India? So in Ayurvedic medicine, there's a thing that they call amma, which is like mucousy fluid in the intestines that happens when your digestive system isn't able to break down foods very well. This is the similarity of what happens with when it's not processing fluids. We call this dampness. Okay? When we talk about dampness, it's like pathological heavy fluids. We'll talk more about it in a little bit, but that's just a preview.
What was it called in Ayurveda?
Damp, amma, A-M-M-A. So when we talk about nourishing the muscles in the whole body, that's when it's transporting all of this material, all of these nutrients throughout the body. Whenever there are issues with the muscles, we always look to the pancreas and the stomach because we need it in order to nourish. So if there's atrophy or weakening of muscles, this is where we look, first and foremost. And in terms of the spirits, it houses the E, or the intellect. The E, or the intellect. Last week we talked about that. The intellect is the ability to understand whatever it is you're learning, whatever it is you're watching, whatever it is you're digesting, right? In quotation marks. It's how we digest the mental material. That's cool. I never thought of it like that in terms of using those words, digesting pancreas.